Hey, how's it going? Greetings from what some would call upstate Manhattan. I'm on my laptop, so I'm gonna try and get the aim right here. You wouldn't think of it to look at it, but you're actually on the virtual north tip of Manhattan. There's the inlet right there. That's Riverdale across the Henry Hudson Bridge. Let's see how am I doing? Yeah, it's a nice green, brand new spring day here. 360 panoramic view. I wanted to respond to some inquiry I had gotten regarding my health crisis, uh, and also specifically on gallstones and on parasites and bacteria. Um, my gallstone issue came about long before I found the raw food diet and the primal diet. Um, it was spring, early January of '96 that I had dealt with the pain for 2 or 3 years, and I just really couldn't deal with it anymore, and wasn't having much success with other diets. So I went in through the emergency room and had my gallbladder removed and applied through Medicaid for Medicaid because I didn't have any health insurance. And so that was the end of the gallbladder issue, but it was really just the beginning of my health problems. Before that, um, I woke up about a week before a 2 week, excuse me, a 2 week tour of West Africa with a really bad earache, which got diagnosed as an ear infection. And because I didn't really know anything about health, I went ahead and took the prescribed antibiotics and just. I'm sure a lot of people have stories like this one that just completely wreaked havoc with my body and my intestinal tract and that whole thing, and that created a whole world of things. And after I had my gallbladder removed, for a brief time, I sort of thought I was in the clear and sort of went back to eating whatever I wanted to. Again, not within a sort of healthfully minded realm, but certainly not as pure as a raw food diet. Um, and that really just caused my body to shut down. And I lost weight. My normal weight, I'm at 195, which is pretty normal now. I'm 6'2". Um, and at my lowest, I was around the 130, 135 area. Uh, I tell people that I know what it's like to be an 80-year-old man for sure. I would stand up from sitting in a chair, and most times have to wait about 5 or 10 seconds while things just got black and then came back into focus, and just really, you know, not in a good place physically. Um, and that's pretty much a synopsis of where I was, and that was the gallbladder was removed about a year before I got turned on to the primal diet, and so that sort of gives you a timeline exactly as far as my story goes. In regards to bacteria and parasites, I'm not an expert on it, but all I can tell you from my experience is that I've had no ill effects when it comes to bacteria and parasites. They bring about a detoxification, and I've certainly had my share of those. Um, but certainly nothing that Western medicine or sort of an academically minded person might lead you to believe, about being incapacitated and on an IV drip to be rehydrated and the whole thing. Um, so that's pretty much all I can tell you. I have talked personally to people who have uh, gone as far as to sort of test the boundaries and leave salmon fillets out on the counter until they turn almost virtually white and eat them and not have any problems. I myself have eaten high meat from time to time, which is cutting, in this case, cutting steak into small pieces and putting it in a jar and letting it sit for 3 or 4 days. Um, sorry, for about 3 or 4 months, and airing it out every 3 or 4 days to circulate the bacteria and get air into the meat and into the bacteria. Um, Again, with no ill effects. So that's really the most I can recommend and or testify about them is that I've had absolutely no problems, and they certainly haven't hindered my progress in this road back to good health. So I hope that answers some questions. I really appreciate the dialogue that's happened so far. It's been nice to get some good comments and encouragement, and make some nice connections with some nice people. So keep it coming. And here's one more shot of springtime in New York. That forest up there in the background, they say, is the last virgin forest left in Manhattan. If you hike back, sorry about the picture, if you hike back over there, there's trails that are carved into the hill that hikes back up, and you can hike up and sit down or keep walking along with a view of the Hudson River in New Jersey. Um, George Washington Bridge to the south, Tappan Zee to the north, that way. And it's a nice place to live if you're going to live in the city. So anyway, hope you're all doing great. Thanks again for all the communication, and be well. Bye-bye.